Do you also see it being something that's going to consume a lot of money?
Yes, it will. It will consume a lot of money, probably. Because if you're going to have zonal consultations, if you're going to have a national conference, and obviously you're going to bring a lot of people together in the same place, obviously you're going to have to pay them something, or at least take care of their transport, their accommodation. You have to pay money to arrange the zonal consultations and all that. Yes, it will cost a lot of money, but hey, guess what? How much money is going down on corruption? How much money is going down on even solving the problems that Boko Haram causes? How much money is going down on even this the ASU strikes, the doctor strikes? There is a cost to that. The students who are supposed to be educated are not being educated, and that is costing us. So are we going to waste our time worrying about how much this national conference is going to cost us? The national conference is crucial, and it is crucial to our development. We need it. We have never needed it as much as we need it now. We can see clearly that our country is falling apart. We need to do something to arrest the situation, and we need to do it fast.
Aren't you bothered about nomination of those that will constitute this particular discussion?
I'm not really, not necessarily. I think that there should have been a different process to nominating them. But you know, the fact is they have nominated people. The people that they've nominated are quite capable of doing it if they are really committed to it. I'm not talking about the committee. So no, I'm not worried about the nomination. I would have preferred that they had a different process of putting this committee together, possibly from maybe the state level. Let the state or the zones decide who they want on the committee. But it's done. It's neither here nor there. The people who are there are quite capable of doing it. And the important thing is, how committed are they? If they're committed to bringing the people together for a national conference, then that's good. That's okay.
Well, actually, I wasn't talking about this particular committee. I'm talking about those that will come for this discussion. How do we get people who represent the different segment of our society coming on the national conference?
Okay, at that level, I would say that it is best if we get them nominated from either zonal or state level. The people themselves should say who they want to represent them. Some people can come from, you know, government nominations or whatever, because obviously the government should even have their own representatives there. They should have people that they feel more confident that they would represent their point of view, because their point of view is equally important. But at the point of nominating people to the national conference, it is possibly best, or probably best, to get them from the zones or from the states, or even from the chiefs or whatever, but let them say who they want to represent them. Because don't forget, they're there to represent a group. And if you're there to represent a group, your people should be the one to say that you know, we want you to represent us. That way you will fully represent them and what their issues are.
You know, there's always been this talk about philosophy. You know, over time people have read up so many stories. Plato's Republic, utopian philosophy, as well as the philosopher kings. Don't you think this is another theory we are trying to theorize that will not give us the result we always desired?
You know, I think that if we look at it realistically, we cannot honestly think that a national conference is going to resolve all our problems, or that as soon as we have this national conference, we'll now have a utopian society and everything will be perfect. No, it will not. There are still things that will take a long time to resolve. But what we can do is set the basis for us to move forward. We can begin to identify what our problems really are, where they come from. We can begin to say to ourselves, okay, this is how we feel. we from this group, we feel that you are, you know, oppressing us, we feel oppressed, we feel whatever, and then the other group can say, well, we didn't know you felt oppressed, or maybe this is how we feel, maybe we also feel oppressed. Let us begin to set these bases for reconciliation, because really that's what we need in this country. We need reconciliation, we need respect. We need to begin to respect each other as fellow citizens. Some religions feel that other religions must not exist. No, we cannot keep doing that. At some point, and all these things, all the problems have created so much bitterness that it's not going to be resolved just because we've had a national conference. But we can, through the national conference, decide, okay, going forward, this is how we are going to start respecting each other. This is how we're going to start relating to each other. And then perhaps in the next 15, 20 years, our children will take that constitution, will begin to develop from the things that we have laid down, and from there we can then become, you know, a more united Nigeria. It will not happen overnight. We should not deceive ourselves into thinking that just because we have a national conference,
just quickly
that
now,
every problem will be resolved. But it will definitely set the pace for a long-term resolution.
Well, if you can hear me, I just want to know, do you think that the present political clash should be excluded from these discussions? Or do you think they should be included?
I think as much as possible they should be excluded. In fact, I was not happy to see that they had politicians on the committee. Politicians really, as much as possible, should stay out of this process. They are part of our problem. They're a major part of our problem. And I think it is high time that they sit back and listen to us, the people. Find out what we feel and what we actually want. Because we've come to a stage where the politicians who are supposed to be representing us are not only representing us, they are representing themselves, and they're simply not listening to us any longer. At this point in time, obviously you will have to have some politicians there, but as little as possible, if at all. Quite frankly, the politicians have made a huge mess of things. They should step back and let the people, let this constitution that comes out be the people's constitution.
All right, then, Ross Ben Okagbe, public affairs analyst, thank you very much indeed for speaking with us today on Sunrise Daily.